So I'd like to show you an experiment based on Japanese cinema and a deck of cards. Would you open up the case for me, Clay, and take out the advertising cards and the jokers, and then start shuffling the cards? I'm a great fan of Japanese cinema, and I know you've both spent time in Japan. This is really what I'm dealing with over here. We don't need the jokers as well, but do give them a thorough shuffle or two. And then I'm going to also have you give Leslie the cards and have her shuffle them as well. And you really can shuffle them thoroughly. Matter of fact, I ask you to shuffle them thoroughly. This story is based on a series of Japanese movies called Sword of Vengeance. And it stars Tomisaburo Wakayama, who plays Ito Agami, the decapitator to the shogun. And very few people have seen Ito Agami. I actually have a picture of him in my wallet.
In your wallet?
Well, actually, on my wallet. This is Ito Agami over here, which is kind of interesting. You keep shuffling while I do this. Yeah, and actually, it's a much better picture of Ito Agami. It's sort of a close-up of Ito Agami. Actually, while I have this out, I have some of these washi cards as well, which are kind of interesting. And I'm going to take... Do you happen to have a sumi brush?
Not on.
I do. So I'm going to use the sumi brush and make a small prediction. I don't want you to see exactly what I've done here, but you can see some of it. So let me do this. And I'm going to cover it up so you can see that there's something. There's some prediction. You know, I'm probably one of the only people who also has a picture of Mrs. Ito Agami. I'll show you, actually. I have her here as well. This is Mrs. Ito Agami, which actually one should use to fan out this. I think I'll leave this here. So you've shuffled the cards very thoroughly. As a matter of fact, you've been shuffling the cards for moments. If I can have them back. So here's the premise of this. This series of films, which is called Sword of Vengeance, is a rather remarkable series. And the thing I think that makes it so remarkable is this wonderful relationship of Ito Agami, who, as the official decapitator to the shogun, is part of an incredible rival clan intrigue. And that rival clan are the Yagyus, the elder Yagyu, especially Retsudo Yagyu, who gets involved in this particular picture. And here's what happens. You've taken a deck of cards and you've shuffled them. I haven't changed the order of them. I haven't done anything else with them. What I'm going to actually do is spread them out, but I'm going to tell you we don't need all of them. So I want you to take a big bunch of cards and push them towards yourself. Literally push them towards yourself. Okay. Yeah, push them out of the way, so we will not use them. Now, this film, Ito Agami comes home to his house and finds, this is a dreadful thing to talk about, that his wife has been murdered by ninja assassins. And this is true. There's just no way to deal with this other than to tell you this is the absolute truth of the situation. Actually, Clayton, take a bunch of cards and push them towards you, a whole big bunch of cards, and we can put them, that's actually fine, put them aside. So he's faced with this rather remarkable decision. He sees in his house an infant child. And the child, because he has some remarkable composition, has convinced the ninja assassins he's not even in the house. They leave him there. An infant child, the wife is dead. Ito Agami, by the way, Ito Agami is played by Tomisaburo Wakayama, whose brother in real life is Shintaro Katsu, the guy who plays Zatoichi. Right. You know, when I was at Francis Coppola's house, he has Shintaro Katsu's armor. It was almost exciting as finding out that you, in fact, choreographed Tomisaburo Wakayama. Take some of these away and push them aside, because this is truly an important thing.
He's a piece of work, too. You know. He's a character.
You know. Again, Clayton, like I said, we shouldn't use all of these cards, so take a bunch and push them aside. Take a couple more if you want to. Okay, and push them aside. Now, Ito Agami is literally in his own house at this particular point. He's in his own house. Take away a couple more cards. We need some, but take away a couple of cards. That's fine. Ito Agami is in his own house. He has this child, Daigoro. And Daigoro is got this amazing demeanor, but he still doesn't know what to do with Daigoro. He has to literally decide whether he is going to take Daigoro with him into this path of retribution, into purgatory, lone wolf unto the Hades with a baby cart, or have to kill his own child. How does he determine this? I mean, a horrible choice for anybody to make. How does he determine it? What he does is to give the child the choice of a ball, a beautiful spangly ball, or a sword. And the sword is in its scabbard, you know, but a little of it is exposed where just before the hilt, a few inches. And the child is now crawling around trying to decide, you know, is he more interested in the ball or more interested in the sword? And Ito Agami decides if the child picks the ball, it means he has a playful nature and he could never survive this particular journey. If he picks the sword, it would show that he has the soul of a warrior. So ultimately, this is entirely about choice. You know, I think we can sense from the fact that there's 6 movies in the series, we have some idea what might have actually happened in this. Particularly number 2, Baby Cart to the River Styx, where the Hidachi brothers, Ben, Ten, and Ray, create real havoc. But we're down to the choice. So here's denouement. This is what I want you to do, Leslie. We're down at the denouement. Think for a moment, and right now put your left hand on one of those cards. Now. Put your right hand on a card. Now. Push them aside. The final choice will be yours. Push them aside. There are 2 cards left. I told you the final choice is yours, just like every other choice. Every other choice. Hand me one of those cards. Take as long as you want, and hand me one of those cards now. Push this aside. 1 card in 52 which you have given me. Now, the choice of the ball and the sword is a big choice. It's the choice of life and death. But it's 1 and 2. This is really impressive. This is 52 different objects. 52, and for the first time we're going to look at the card which you gave me, and it is the 2 of hearts. And you can see, I know you've both been to Japan, which is why I had you here. You can read what it says on this card.
I can.
You can't? Well, you know, the really wonderful thing about these Japanese movies is that they're often subtitled.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, on the other side, it actually says the 2 of hearts, in case there's any problem. And just in case you think there's any problem this way or not.